So I have been wanting to talk about this TikTok and Instagram page for a very, very long time now. I very briefly touched on it way back when I was talking about AI influencers and the dangers of AI influencers. And about 4 months ago now, I was just scrolling through TikTok, right? And I stopped at a profile of a woman in scrubs, a professional looking doctor who's promising all these weird things that you don't really see actual doctors promising, like better sleep, glowing skin. You know, they're in their scrubs and they're telling you that all you have to do is take a herbal supplement to better your health and your skin. And that's what I mean by making claims that you don't really see doctors making claims about on the internet. The content feels personal, you know, it's this doctor reflecting on their life and telling you how long they've been in this industry for and all the things they've learned throughout this industry. The advice sounds medical, but the issue is that this doctor isn't real. Meet Wellness Maddie. She is an influencer in the women's health space, I guess you can say, mainly promoting supplements and newsletters to hundreds of thousands of followers across TikTok and Instagram. On TikTok, she has over 291,000 followers. I don't know if I was blocked, but I can't find her profile anymore. But on Instagram, she's definitely still around. And as of filming this video, she has over 852,000 followers and counting. And yet, Wellness Maddie does not exist, not in the way you think. She is a completely AI-generated persona built with tools like Midjourney for her photos, HeyGen for her talking head videos, 11 Labs for her voice, and ManyChat to handle her DMs. Now, if you aren't into the AI side of things, let me explain what's going on here in more detail by going through her profile and explaining what all these programs are. As I mentioned, I discussed this in a previous video of mine all about the rise of AI influencers, but this profile really does seem to be a pro using all these different AI tools to basically make a business. Wellness Maddie uses what's called UGC-style content, user-generated content that looks like it was made by your regular everyday person, not a brand, but in this case, a doctor. Doctors of sorts. You don't realize the posts are an ad because the content feels authentic and they don't disclaim that it's an advert. And what I mean by that is every single one of these posts is selling something. What this doctor does, Wellness Maddie does, is introduces a problem. Usually like, you know, I've been a coochie doctor, she always says, for 10 years now, and people don't believe me when I say this. And it's stuff like, eat fucking banana to keep you smelling good. Eat pineapple to detoxify your whole body, all that shit. Take this supplement to make your health better or whatever. And it's those supplements that she's selling. And people don't realize it's an ad because it looks like just a regular part of a slideshow, video, whatever. And obviously for the person behind Wellness Maddie, creating this UGC AI generated content is effortless, absolutely effortless because of all these tools that she has. So let's talk about the tools real quick. Midjourney is like an AI image generator. It creates pretty realistic images from simple text prompts. We see Wellness Maddie use this multiple times by taking someone's face and making it into a younger them, putting them in situations that makes you think that person has actually been in that situation. It also looks like they've been photoshopping the AI UGC creator's face onto other doctors, pretend that they've been working with celebrities and stuff like that. HeyGen is a tool that lets you create actual talking head videos using AI avatars. These are people who have basically sold their likeness to a company and said that you can use my face and make it look like it's talking, and you literally type in what you want this head to say and it will say it. To me, these AI generated UGC creators are very, very obvious. The lip syncing is, whilst believable if you're not looking directly at the lips, is very glitchy. They make movements that don't quite match what the UGC creator is saying. The AI voice, I should say, to me is very, very obvious. But if you're not used to spotting these things, if you're not really paying attention, it looks very, very, very real. So now you have your UGC influencer and you can make them say whatever you want just by typing something out. Again, meaning you can make endless content with this free creator. 11 Labs is a software I've used once just to see what it was all about. This is a voice generator, so it makes highly realistic voices from text. You can clone your own voice or you can choose from specific voices that are already on there. You can make them calm, energetic, or professional sounding. And then ManyChat is like an automated comment funnel type thing. So it's like a chatbot platform that automates interactions on Instagram DMs, Facebook Messenger, and SMS. So you know we're seeing all these creators being like, comment lemon balm in this case for this diet drink. When you leave a comment on that influencer's post saying lemon balm, the bot automatically DMs you, that person that's left the comment. So all these tools together mean Midjourney makes Wellness Maddie look real, HeyGen makes her move and talk, 11 Labs makes her sound human, and ManyChat makes her convert followers into customers for these supplements that she's selling. Together, they all form like a fully functional AI influencer who never sleeps, never complains, and can produce a week's worth of content in a day, even hours. And you may have seen these AI UGC creators before. They're usually promoting irrelevant things really that aren't a big deal, like mobile games. But as I mentioned, Wellness Maddie isn't just pretending to be your average everyday person with a harmless recommendation. She is pretending to be a doctor, a nutritionist, a dietitian, a surgeon, an OBGYN, a Korean plastic surgeon, all to sell supplements. That's not just sketchy marketing, it's dangerous. We're talking about medical misinformation, false credentials, and completely fabricated results, all to sell what looks like a mid-tier supplement. We'll talk about that more in a bit. But let's first of all talk about how are people falling for this? Because when I personally look at her pages, I'm like, this is so obviously fake. All it takes is you looking through 1 to 3 posts to realize not only is this person giving themselves a different title every video, but there's also about 5 different UGC creators who look completely different, all saying the same stuff with the same credentials, selling the same stuff. It's so clearly not real. But how are people falling for this? And how is she so popular? So as I mentioned, we see the prompt to like a call to action, right? To comment lemon balm, or in some cases like ginger. I tried it and I didn't get a DM. And we see other actual real influencers doing this, and honestly it's kind of annoying, right? But comment yes for the link, drop the recipe below and I'll DM you, etc. It's a deliberate growth and sales tactic, right? And there are 3 main reasons people do this. I've gone off a little bit, but I'll explain why this makes them seem real. So they do this to boost engagement, right? The more comments a post gets, the more the algorithm pushes out that post. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok obviously reward posts with higher engagement, especially early on. So when you ask viewers to comment just 1 word, it increases interaction. It signals to the algorithm that this post is popular, right? This also means that the DM links kind of, instead of just like slapping a link in your bio, which people often ignore, sending a personalized DM feels more human, more exclusive, and more direct. Plus, tools like ManyChat make it really easy to automate this process in a large scale, leading to conversion for the influencer. So they get all these sales. So not only is her following growing rapidly, but I would presume based on her engagement and her followers that she is making money quickly and very, very easily. But how, when all she's doing is pushing out these AI generated pictures, videos? But the psychology of micro commitments is interesting. So this is when someone makes a comment on a post, they've taken a tiny action. It's called a micro commitment, right? And psychologically, once people take a small step, they're more likely to take the next one, and then the next one, and the next one, like opening a DM, clicking a link, buying a product. It's all part of this like sales funnel strategy that Wellness Maddie does so well. But this interaction, these automated DMs, these like micro commitments make you feel like you are dealing with a real person, a real business. Let's talk about how has Wellness Maddie gone so viral? One of her TikTok videos from December the 1st of 2024 went so viral, getting 22.8 million views, 470,000 likes, and 377,000 comments. But here's the really interesting part, right? Is people on TikTok mostly knew she was AI, but on Instagram, not so much. On Instagram, her posts get roughly about 50,000 to 100,000 views on average per Instagram reel. And these comments are flooded with people using those call to action words: health, lemon balm, ginger, etc. I would presume that the reason she thrives so much on Instagram compared to TikTok is because the audience is generally older on Instagram, maybe not used to how realistic-ish AI can be. And whilst the realism of AI is becoming a very scary issue, the scariest part, as I mentioned, is that it's all to sell supplements. You could also blame, I guess, like the way we scroll through shorts, the way we scroll through TikTok, and what's Instagram's version? Reels. Is that if people see this person, just a single video and a single reel, they'll probably believe this person is real. So as I mentioned as well, the scariest part is that they're selling supplements. And she kind of promotes various health and wellness products on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, but mainly she endorses these Rosabella moringa supplements, which are available on Amazon, supposedly. Moringa supplements are derived from the moringa tree, often referred to as the drumstick tree, or like the miracle tree. They are marketed for their high nutritional content supposedly, including vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, and are claimed to have other benefits such as like boosting energy, supporting immune function, enhancing health, reducing inflammation. However, it's important to note that the actual studies behind this, very, 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 very small. Like the research supporting these claims are very, very limited. And additionally, Wellness Maddie promotes a newsletter as well titled Women's Health, which may provide further information on like health topics and products, but I can guarantee it always circles back to these supplements. So let's focus on those supplements. They say these sell primarily on Amazon, and I also found them listed on eBay and TikTok Shop, and they do seem to be legit as far as not being anything dangerous. Whether the supplements actually work is of course another story. But there are a lot of fakes as well of this product floating around the internet, and the official their official website says that they are exclusively sold through the website, so I'm not sure. Now, Rosabella as a company did file for a trademark only back in 2024, and that was filed in the US, and that's all I can really find on the brand, so it seems legit as far as like the back end goes. But customer feedback on Amazon is mixed. Some users report positive experiences, noting improvements in energy levels and well-being. Could it be a placebo effect? Probably, maybe. Another user highlighted some anti-aging benefits, stating that their skin appeared brighter and more youthful. Again, I don't really know if we can believe that. There isn't a lot of videos out there from relevant people discussing the benefits of moringa powder, but I did find this short review.
I bought a couple of bottles and I had them for like 3 weeks, and I started to feel really out of alignment in my body, a lot of pain in my chest and constriction in my chest, in my rib bones and rib cage in the upper chest area. And I've just stopped taking them a couple of days ago and I already feel better. Rosabella is definitely a scam.
However, somebody's bad experience obviously doesn't make the product a scam. But people did feel scammed according to the trust pilot of this product, as they were automatically paying for a subscription after purchasing just one tub of the product, and it looks like they have all been refunded, but this seems to be a constant issue. Anyway, so moving on. I just found it weird that Wellness Maddie seemed to align with this brand so much. Surely she's receiving a big commission, right, from this company. Surely they must know of her. Any creator with these sorts of credentials, views, followers, etc. will be making your company a nice bit of money through affiliate links. So I had to message Rosabella for myself and ask some questions. I emailed them and I said, "Hi, my name's James Welsh and I'm a content creator on YouTube. I'm writing a video about the influencers who are heavily connected to your brand and wanted to clarify some things. Wellness Maddie on Instagram has almost 1 million followers and is using AI doctors and false information in order to push your supplement. I would presume that the person behind this profile is earning a small commission from selling your product. Here are my questions. 1. Do you encourage this sort of misleading and dangerous selling of your supplements? 2. Is your business in any way connected to the Instagram and TikTok account Wellness Maddie in order to boost your own sales? 3. Should you be taking the steps to ensure that your products are being sold through genuine consumer feedback rather than false and dangerous information? 4. Because of profiles like these, people question the integrity of your product and business. What can you say to ensure that your product is not harmful? Many thanks, James Welsh," with a link to my YouTube, and that's it. Okay, I'm here with a bit of an update, random update. You'll have to excuse me. I'm in a hotel. I've had a whole day. I look like day. As I mentioned, I reached out to Rosabella themselves, and this was their reply to my email. So they said, "Hi James, thank you for reaching out to us. We appreciate your inquiry, but we would like to clarify that we are not associated with the Instagram or TikTok profile Wellness Maddie or any similar influencers. We do not endorse misleading or harmful content related to our products. At Rosabella Moringa, we are committed to transparency and ensuring that our customers receive genuine information about the benefits of our supplements. We always strive to provide clear and truthful communication through our verified channels." They then go on to say, "We are not interested in discussing matters related to the concerns you raised about specific influencers and their practices. If you have any other questions or would like to learn more about the products, feel free to reach out directly to us. Thank you for your understanding. Best regards, May from the Rosabella Moringa support team." So the bit at the end there, "We are not interested in discussing matters related to the concerns you raised." Well, I am. So I replied saying, "Hi, thank you for your response. As you do not endorse Wellness Maddie's misleading and harmful content, will you take steps to stop this person from benefiting from selling your product? As you may already know, pretending to be a doctor or medical professional online in order to sell product is illegal in multiple countries, and the brand being sold, even an affiliation, can be found liable for not monitoring these profiles and claims made in order to sell their product. That is why I asked the initial questions. That is why I am more interested in talking about these particular influencers. I then said after my video goes live, I will be asking for a call to action from my audience to report this profile to the FTC, FDA, and ASA. I believe their profile has already been banned on TikTok. It hasn't been, I think I've been blocked. With that being said, I will link to how to report this profile in the description down below. They then replied, "Hi James, thank you for your follow-up email. We appreciate you bringing this matter to our attention. At Rosabella Moringa, we take our commitment to customer safety, compliance with regulations, and ethical marketing very seriously. We understand your concerns regarding inappropriate use of our products. We do not condone any misleading or fraudulent representation of our brand or products, and we are actively looking into the situation." Thank you, Rosabella. Regarding your point about impersonation and potential legal implications, we will be reviewing this matter closely. If we determine that any illegal or harmful activities taking place, we will take appropriate action to prevent further misuse of our brand, including reporting the matter to the relevant authorities as needed. Someone pretend to be a doctor in order to sell supplements is illegal. We understand your intentions in helping to address this issue, and I appreciate your support in ensuring that our products are represented truthfully and responsibly. Yes, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any further questions or concerns. Great. Love that response. As I mentioned, they may be aware that a particular influencer is bringing in a bit more income than others, and that's just a guess. I don't know how much money Wellness Maddie is bringing in for Rosabella through affiliate linking to Amazon, and I don't know how closely these type of brands monitor affiliate links. When it's like an Amazon affiliate link, I pretty much presume, in fact, I know anyone can just apply for Amazon affiliate. So unlike other beauty brands, for example, where you're given a specific code or I guess like a personalized code, it's not as easy to track these influencers and see, you know, what profiles linked to what, etc. I feel like they will have the means to do so by connecting a profile to sales figures and a name. So it'll be interesting to see from here on out what happens to the Wellness Maddie profile. But I reach out to brands all the time before I make videos like this, and barely any of them get back in touch with me. It's usually after the matter that they contact me, trying to do a bit of, you know, cleaning up of their image, I guess. So I really appreciate them actually reaching out. And although I feel like I had to kind of remind them that what's happening is actually illegal and can have implications for them, I had to remind them that before they then were like, okay, let's talk about it. I think they're doing the right thing. Hopefully it's a step in the right direction. Now, upon further inspection, Wellness Maddie has been trying to make something stick for a very, very long time. She started out with a book called Healthy Eating, and then moved on to some iron supplements, like iron drops, I think they are, and then landed on these Moringa supplements around September of 2024. So what's the big deal? Why does an AI influencer like Wellness Maddie actually matter? Because this isn't just a clever marketing tactic, it's more of like a wake-up call. What looks like a professional face sharing wellness tips is actually just pushing questionable supplements, pushing fake medical advice, and pretending to be a doctor, a dietitian, a plastic surgeon, a coochie doctor, all completely fabricated with AI tools. And the scariest part is that most people actually can't tell, especially on Instagram, where these personas feel trustworthy and real, all done through a really clever business model built to convert you. These accounts can fake testimonials, create expert personas, and push medical sounding claims that aren't backed by science. People are spending money on useless shit, let's be honest, or even a harmful product made by a company you'll never be able to hold accountable. I was going to do like how to protect yourself online, but we all know what we're looking out for. The worrying part about this is it has created several copycat accounts, and I don't know if they're all related to Wellness Maddie, but it is copy and paste shit. It's all the same stuff over and over and over. And in fact, I saw a TikTok this morning from this doctor who honestly doesn't have the best track record for things he says, but AI has been used countless times to copy not only his likeness, but his voice. Someone has taken his identity, ran it through maybe something like 11 labs, and managed to clone his voice and make it look like he's giving out wellness advice. And guess what makes an appearance? These Rosabella capsules. I think Rosabella has some accountability here. I think they need to make sure that people aren't pushing their supplements in this kind of dangerous, misleading way. But this is just a start. I saw a post from a woman who was showing an AI created Vogue cover she made late last year, I think it was, versus now. And you cannot tell the difference. You cannot tell the difference. So stay sharp out there. I think we're all clever enough to know that this stuff is absolute bullshit. Like, this is obviously so fake, but there's going to come a point where we don't know what's real and what's not. So yeah, I'm even on the lookout for like fake beauty influencers now, people that I follow, their voices being cloned and stuff like that. But let me know what you think about this down in the comments. It's just weird. Sorry, this video is a bit of a jumble. It's just kind of my notes all kind of put into one thing. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. Would you have fallen for this? I don't think so. But watch your older relatives. Look over their Facebook and Instagram, make sure they're not buying absolute bullshit. Anyway, I'll see you next time.